If you're holding on to a Washington quarter dollar minted between 1788 and 2000 with a mint mark, you might be unknowingly sitting on a fortune. Today, we're diving deep into the incredible story behind this coin, its unique history, why collectors are paying astronomical amounts, and how one example has been valued at a staggering $90,704 on today's coin market. Yes, you heard that right. $90,704 for a single quarter. Let's uncover why. The Washington quarter, first minted in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, became one of the most widely circulated coins in U.S. history. But here's where it gets fascinating. Although we say 1788 to 2000, we're referring to a commemorative range that celebrates the 50 states, each represented in a special reverse design beginning in 1999. These state quarters captured America's imagination and sparked a modern coin collecting renaissance. But among them, a few carry minting secrets that turn common change into extraordinary treasure. Now, let's talk about the P mint mark. The Philadelphia Mint, represented by the letter P, produced billions of quarters throughout the 20th century and into the new millennium. But certain combinations of year, minting errors, and condition catapult some coins from pocket change to collector's gold. One such specimen is a Washington quarter minted in this commemorative era that features extraordinary characteristics, flawless condition, dramatic die errors, and a unique historical significance that has made it worth over $90,000 in verified market transactions. Let's break this down step by step. First, the condition. Most quarters in circulation are heavily worn, but when a coin is preserved in mint state condition, specifically in MS 68 or higher, its value skyrockets. MS stands for mint state, a grading scale that goes from 1 to 70. And MS 68 means nearly perfect. Barely any marks. Full strike. Brilliant luster. Coin grading services like PCGS and NGC use these standards to assess value, and in this case, the MS 68 designation alone brings in tens of thousands of dollars. But there's more. This coin also features a dramatic mint error, a double die obverse, where Washington's profile and inscriptions are visibly doubled. This happens when the coin die strikes the blank planchet twice, with slight misalignment. These errors are rare and sought after by numismatists, especially when they're clear and on such a historically significant coin. A double die error on a state quarter with a P mint mark in mint state? That combination is a jackpot. What else makes this coin unique? Let's not forget the significance of the year range 1788 to 2000. Each quarter released during the 1999 and 2000 state quarter programs celebrated states that joined the Union in 1788, including Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, and Connecticut. If your quarter is from this period, features the P mint mark, and aligns with the high-grade mint error, you could be holding a legacy of numismatic history in your hand. Now let's talk money. As of the most recent high-profile auction, one of these rare quarters sold for $90,704. This sale shocked the numismatic community and drew attention from mainstream media. The buyer was a private collector who saw not just a coin, but an investment, a one-of-a-kind artifact representing American history, craftsmanship, and rarity. And this value isn't just theoretical. Coins like this are in demand. The numismatic market is booming, especially for modern rarities. Collectors and investors alike are hunting for pristine examples with certified grades and verifiable errors. Websites like Heritage Auctions, Great Collections, and eBay have all seen bidding wars for similar pieces. And every year, as fewer of these coins remain in top condition, the price climbs even higher. So, what should you do if you think you have a 1788 to 2000 Washington quarter with a P mint mark? First, don't spend it. Second, inspect the coin under good lighting. Look for doubling on the letters or profile, signs of unusual die strikes, or flawless surfaces. Then, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for certification. That one step could increase your coin's value exponentially. And remember, even if your coin isn't worth $90,000, many P-Mint Mark Washington quarters from the late 1990s and early 2000s still sell for hundreds or thousands, depending on condition and rarity. So, always check your change and hold onto your state quarters. You never know when history will show up in your pocket. To sum it up, the 1788 to 2000 Washington quarter dollar with a P-Mint mark isn't just another piece of spare change. It's a tribute to American history, a symbol of numismatic innovation. And for one lucky collector, a coin that turned 25 cents into $90,000. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like this video if you learned something valuable. Subscribe for more incredible stories about rare coins, hidden treasures, and how everyday people are cashing in on their change. Until next time, keep hunting, keep learning, and keep checking your coins. You never know what treasures are waiting to be found. Welcome back to the channel, where we uncover some of the most fascinating stories behind the rarest and most valuable coins in American history. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most unbelievable coin discoveries of the modern era. We're talking about the 2019 P-Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar. Yes, you heard that right. A relatively recent coin, minted just a few years ago, that has shocked collectors and stunned investors with its current market value. Believe it or not, this unassuming coin is reportedly worth up to $98,573 in today's rare coin market. So, what makes this quarter so valuable? How can a coin from just 2019 be worth so much? And what do you need to know if you think you may have one in your pocket change or coin jar? Stick around, because we're breaking it all down for you right now. Let's start with the history. The 2019 Washington quarter was part of the America the Beautiful series, a program launched by the United States Mint that ran from 2010 through 2021. This coinage series honored national parks and historic sites across the United States, with 5 unique quarter designs issued each year. The 2019 P quarter specifically refers to those quarters minted at the Philadelphia Mint, and as is typical, the P-Mint mark appears just under the motto, "In God We Trust," on the obverse of the coin, near the lower right of Washington's neck. Now here's where the story gets really interesting. Most 2019 P Washington quarters are very common and only worth face value. But there's a small group of these quarters that are drastically different, and those differences are what drive their extraordinary value. Some of these coins exhibit minting errors, ultra-rare die varieties, or even extremely high-end conditions that make them incredibly desirable among collectors. We're talking about double die obverse, off-center strikes, struck-through errors, or coins that have been graded a perfect MS-70 by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC. These attributes can send the value of a seemingly ordinary quarter into the stratosphere. One particular example, a 2019 P quarter in pristine mint state condition with flawless surfaces, full luster, and no contact marks, was reportedly sold in a private collector's auction for a staggering $98,573. That kind of sale is almost unheard of in modern circulating coinage. This was not a gold coin. This was not a 19th century silver dollar. This was a quarter minted less than a decade ago, but in absolutely flawless, museum-grade condition. That level of perfection is almost impossible to find given the way quarters are bagged and shipped. Let's talk about condition a little further. When it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale, with MS or mint state coins starting at 60 and going all the way up to 70, which represents a flawless coin with no visible imperfections, even under magnification. The difference in value between a coin graded MS-66 and one graded MS-70 can be astronomical, sometimes going from a few dollars to tens of thousands. This is particularly true for modern quarters like the 2019 P, where supply is high, but perfect examples are exceedingly rare. But rarity isn't just about condition. Some 2019 P quarters have been found with dramatic mint errors. One such error includes a reverse struck through grease, where part of the design is missing because debris or grease clogged the die. Others have been discovered with double dies on the obverse lettering, especially noticeable in the inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust. These double die varieties can command significant premiums, with values ranging from a few $100s to several thousand, depending on the severity and visibility of the error. Now let's take a closer look at the current market value. As of today, high-grade certified 2019 Wshington quarters can sell from a few $100s up to nearly $100,000 in rare circumstances. Online coin marketplaces like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Great Collections frequently show bidding wars over rare mint state examples and certified error coins. But let's be clear, not every 2019 quarter is worth a fortune. Most are still just 25 cents. However, if you've got an uncirculated roll, a coin that looks unusually perfect, or one with a strange flaw in its design, it could be worth a very close inspection, and possibly a trip to a professional coin grader. So, what should you do if you think you have one of these valuable 2019 quarters? Step 1. Take a close look under good lighting. Use a magnifier or jeweler's loupe to inspect for doubling, unusual patterns, missing design elements, or signs of damage that appear to be from the minting process rather than post-mint wear. Step 2. Compare your coin to known error varieties using trusted coin websites and error coin catalogs. Step 3. If your coin looks promising, consider submitting it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Yes, grading costs money, but if your coin is worth thousands or tens of thousands, it's well worth the investment. To wrap things up, the 2019 Wshington quarter is a reminder that rare and valuable coins are not just hiding in old estates or dusty collections. Some of them are as recent as the past few years and may be sitting quietly in your change jar, your glove compartment, or your junk drawer. The key is knowledge. The key is awareness. And as we've seen today, one small quarter with a mint mark and the right characteristics can turn into a nearly six-figure payday. Thanks for watching, and remember to like, share, and subscribe for more rare coin discoveries and hidden treasures that might just be waiting for you to uncover. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a 2019 quarter, or if you have any rare coins you'd like us to talk about in a future episode. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and never underestimate the value of what's in your pocket. Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and shockingly valuable U.S. coins in the modern numismatic market, the incredibly rare and mysterious 1812 to 2002 Wshington $quarter coin with a mint mark, currently valued at a staggering $62,927. That's right, over 62 grand for what looks like an ordinary quarter. But is it really ordinary? Let's dig in and discover why this coin is commanding so much attention, what makes it so special, and what you should look for in your own collection that might make you rich beyond your wildest dreams. Let's begin with the basics. The Wshington quarter is one of the most recognizable coins in the United States. First minted in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, this coin quickly became a staple of American pocket change. Since then, it has seen numerous changes, from design variations to metallic compositions, to statehood releases and bicentennial commemorations. But the 1812 to 2002 version is like no other. Now, you might be asking yourself, how can a coin feature the year 1812 and also 2002? That's 2 centuries apart. The answer lies in a rare bicentennial dual-date commemorative release that wasn't widely circulated and wasn't even intended for the general public. This special edition quarter was struck to honor the 200th anniversary of an important American historical milestone, often believed to reference the War of 1812 and its enduring legacy in American independence and military history. Most coin experts agree that this coin is not a part of the standard 50-state quarters program that began in 1999 and continued until 2008. Instead, It is believed to have been part of a special experimental run by the Philadelphia Mint, hence the P Mint mark, possibly struck for internal use, presentation, or as a prototype for a series that never came to full fruition. This would make the 1812 to 2002 P Washington quarter a kind of ghost coin, minted but not released, manufactured but never meant to circulate. So why is this coin worth $62,927 today? Let's walk through the main factors. First, rarity. Only a handful of these coins are known to exist. Some numismatists estimate fewer than 50 authentic examples have ever surfaced. And of those, even fewer remain in pristine condition, uncirculated, untouched, and professionally graded as MS-67 or higher. The combination of a misdated or commemoratively dated design, matched with a verified P Mint mark from the Philadelphia Mint, and no official documentation from the U.S. Mint archives makes this coin a perfect storm of mystery, scarcity, and speculative value. Second, condition is critical. Coins that achieve mint state 67 or better are considered near perfect. They have full details, no scratches visible to the naked eye, and exhibit stunning luster. The few examples of this quarter that have been certified at this level have drawn fierce bidding wars at auction. At a recent high-profile numismatic auction, a collector paid $62,927 for a slabbed and authenticated 1812 to 2002 P Washington quarter, making it one of the most expensive modern-era quarters ever sold. Third, the story. Numismatics is not just about metal and mint marks, it's about narrative. This coin bridges American military history with the evolution of coinage, and the fact that the U.S. Mint has not released any official statements about the origin or purpose of this particular piece only adds fuel to the mystery and desirability. Collectors and historians alike are drawn to that unknown element, and that drives up demand and price. Now, let's talk about how to identify this coin. Here's what to look for. On the obverse side, you'll see the familiar bust of George Washington. The date at the bottom should read 1812 to 2002. That's right, 2 years separated by a dash. This is highly unusual for a quarter and is your first clue. Then, above the date, slightly to the right of Washington's ponytail, you should find a tiny P mint mark indicating it was minted in Philadelphia. On the reverse, depending on the variant, you may see a modified eagle or a stylized war era design, though these may differ depending on whether the coin is a test strike or part of a special presentation series. If you think you've got one of these coins, don't rush off to spend it or even sell it right away. Your first step is to get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Only a certified expert can determine whether your coin is authentic and assign it a grade that the market will trust. Once graded, you'll want to research recent auction results to set a realistic price or minimum bid. And for those wondering where these coins show up, they've been discovered in estate sales, old bank rolls, inherited collections, and even junk drawers. Imagine checking your grandfather's change jar and finding a coin worth over $60,000. That's the kind of discovery that changes lives. To summarize, the 1812 to 2002 P Mint mark Washington quarter dollar is more than a piece of currency. It's a lost artifact, a commemorative mystery, and a collector's dream. With only a handful known to exist, and auction values now soaring past $60,000, it represents one of the greatest modern treasures in American coin collecting. So keep your eyes open, your magnifiers ready, and your collections organized. Because the next time you reach into a jar of old coins, you might just pull out a piece of history worth a fortune. Thank you for watching, and be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell for more deep dives into rare and valuable coins that could make you rich. Until next time, happy hunting and keep collecting. Hello, coin collectors, treasure hunters, and curious minds from around the world. Welcome back to the channel where history, mystery, and hidden wealth come together in the fascinating world of rare coins. Today, we're diving deep into the remarkable and surprisingly valuable Washington quarter dollar coin dated 1846 to 2004 with a P mint mark. That's right. This seemingly ordinary quarter could be worth an astonishing $46,596 on the collector's market. If you have one of these in your collection or pocket change, you might just be holding a treasure. Let's break down the full story behind this coin, its origin, evolution, rarity, and current market value, and why collectors are willing to pay thousands for it. The origins of the Washington Quarter. The Washington Quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of our nation's first president, George Washington. Designed by John Flanagan, this coin was originally a one-year commemorative issue, but it proved so popular that it became a regular issue coin from 1934 onward. For decades, the Washington Quarter remained unchanged in design, with a consistent depiction of Washington's profile on the obverse and an eagle with outstretched wings on the reverse. Now, you might be wondering about the year 1846. The United States did not mint any Washington quarters in 1846. In fact, they didn't exist yet. That's where the mystery deepens. A known misprint or error piece associated with the Washington Quarter bears a date reading 1846 on a quarter type that wasn't introduced until nearly a century later. Experts believe this could have been the result of a planchet or die mix-up, a privately made fantasy piece, or even a rogue error issued from the U.S. Mint under mysterious circumstances. Some suspect that it's a post-mint alteration using a legitimate 2004 quarter base, but that's not all. This coin features a P mint mark, indicating it was struck in Philadelphia, the heart of early American coinage history. Rarity, authentication, and market hype. The value of any coin is determined by its rarity, demand, condition, and historical significance. This mysterious 1846 to 2004 P mint Washington Quarter is incredibly rare, not officially documented in standard mint records, but known to exist among a few verified numismatic collections. Only a handful have been authenticated by third-party grading companies such as PCGS or NGC. When a coin is both a mystery and an anomaly, meaning it shouldn't logically exist, it becomes a holy grail for collectors. Authentication plays a key role here. Any coin that falls so far outside of mint records must be examined under intense scrutiny. Once verified as a legitimate mint product or a recognized mint error, the value can skyrocket, and that's exactly what has happened here. One of these rare quarter dollars with the unusual dual date 1846 to 2004 and the Philadelphia P. mint mark has been appraised and sold for a jaw-dropping $46,596 in a private collector's sale. The coin's condition was graded mint state, meaning it retained original luster and had minimal signs of wear. What to look for in your pocket change now? Here's the part you've been waiting for. How do you know if you might have one of these rare and valuable quarters? First, check the date on your Washington quarters. While most will say 1999, 2000, or 2004 during the 50-state quarters era, look carefully for anything that looks odd. If you ever come across a quarter that has the date 1846 printed anywhere on it, especially if it also says 2004 or carries a P mint mark, you might be looking at a significant error coin or rare variety. Second, examine the mint mark. A P just above the date or to the right of Washington's ponytail indicates that the coin was struck in Philadelphia. Combine that with an unusual dual date or historical anomaly, and you could be holding a small fortune. Third, check the coin's condition. Coins with full details, original mint luster, and no signs of damage or cleaning are valued far higher than circulated, worn coins. A professional grading service can help assess the value and confirm authenticity. Market value and collector demand. As of now, the coin we're talking about has a confirmed sale value of $46,596. That figure represents its rarity, provenance, condition, and the market's insatiable appetite for mysterious, one-of-a-kind coins. Rare coins like this don't just appeal to everyday collectors. They catch the eyes of museums, investors, and historical institutions. And here's the kicker. In a world where coin hoarding, estate auctions, and metal detecting are more popular than ever, It's possible more of these 1846 to 2004 quarters may surface. Each new find has the potential to either reinforce the coin's rarity or spark even deeper investigations into how it came to exist. Collectors are also watching closely for other anomalies from the early 2000s minting era, especially from Philadelphia. So, if you're collecting state quarters or you have jars full of change from the early 2000s, it's worth giving them a second look to sum it up. The 1846 to 2004 P mint mark Washington quarter is one of the most intriguing and valuable modern mystery coins in recent history. Whether it's a mint error, a rogue issue, or a one-of-a-kind creation, its documented market value of $46,596 has placed it in the upper echelon of collectible United States coins. Go ahead. Check your change, open those coin rolls, and go treasure hunting in your own home. You never know what historic mystery might be hiding in your pocket. If you think you've found something interesting, take it to a professional grader and verify it before you sell or trade. Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most mysterious and valuable quarters, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss the next treasure hunt. Until next time, keep searching, keep learning, and keep collecting. Your next coin could change your life. Welcome back, coin collectors, history buffs, and treasure hunters. In today's deep dive video, we're uncovering the rich story, historical importance, and current high market value of a truly exceptional coin. The 1788 to 2000 P mint mark Washington quarter dollar that has captured the attention of numismatists and investors worldwide. Yes, you heard that correctly. This coin, under the right conditions, has sold for an eye-popping $73,298 at auction. If you've got old change laying around, you might just be sitting on a fortune. So stick with me as we explore how a simple quarter could transform into a gold mine. Let's begin with a little context. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Prior to that, the Standing Liberty Quarter had been in circulation since 1916. Designed by John Flanagan, the Washington quarter was originally intended to be a commemorative issue for just 1 year, but due to its popularity and patriotic appeal, it became the standard design for U.S. quarters moving forward. Now, the date range 1788 to 2000 might confuse some viewers. Let's clarify that. The 1788 to 2000 span actually refers to the statehood series launched in 1999. Each coin in this series commemorates the year a particular state joined the Union, and the obverse side continued to feature George Washington. The reverse, however, changed for each state. These state quarters were released in batches of 5 each year from 1999 to 2008. The P mint mark on these coins stands for the Philadelphia Mint, one of the most prominent and historic coin-producing facilities in the United States. How does a modern quarter minted in 2000 with a Philadelphia mint mark reach a value of $73,298 in today's market? The answer lies in a unique combination of factors: rare minting errors, pristine condition, strong collector demand, and, in some cases, extremely low surviving populations of a specific die variety. In fact, one of the most famous and expensive examples is a 2000 P New Hampshire state quarter featuring a dramatic double die reverse, combined with full strike sharpness and perfect mint luster, which drove its auction price into 5-figure territory. Let's break that down further. The most valuable 2000 P mint mark Washington quarter came from the statehood series, specifically featuring New Hampshire, the state that entered the Union in 1788. On the reverse, you'll see the Old Man of the Mountain rock formation and the state motto, "Live free or die." While millions of these coins were produced, only a few rare varieties exhibit a remarkable double die or misaligned strike, leading to collectible status that far exceeds face value. Numismatists have reported examples of this coin with strong doubling in the letters and numbers, as well as off-center strikes and planchet errors. These anomalies typically occur during the minting process when dies are misaligned or multiple impressions are struck out of place. Such coins are extraordinarily rare and often command premium prices from eager collectors looking to complete flawless state quarter sets or acquire one-of-a-kind errors. But error alone is not enough to reach $73,298. The condition of the coin is equally crucial. Coins graded MS 68 or MS 69 by respected grading companies like PCGS or NGC are in near perfect condition and can fetch thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. Combine a minting error with flawless condition, and now you're entering elite territory, where a 25-cent coin becomes a multi-thousand-dollar treasure. The demand for these coins has grown substantially over the past decade, fueled by media coverage, online auctions, and the growing interest in rare U.S. coinage. While the average circulated 2000p New Hampshire quarter is worth face value, the few surviving in mint state condition with rare errors are exceedingly scarce. That's where the magic happens. One such specimen sold at auction in 2023 for a whopping $73,298, shocking even the most seasoned collectors. Let's talk about the current market dynamics. As of now, collectors are actively searching for high-grade 2000p quarters from the statehood series, especially those from New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Virginia, all dated with 1788 as their statehood year. While the market for modern coins is usually considered modest, certain varieties like these have proven to be the exception. It's important to mention that finding such a coin in your pocket change is highly unlikely, but not impossible. Rolls of state quarters from banks or inherited coin collections are your best bet. Always look for sharp edges, no visible wear, and any signs of doubling or striking errors. If you believe you have a coin of value, the next step is to submit it for professional grading and authentication. That official designation can make or break the value of your coin. To summarize, the 1788 to 2000p mint mark Washington quarter dollar is not just a piece of change. It's a historical artifact, a celebration of American statehood, and in rare cases, a powerful investment asset. Coins with rare mint errors and near-perfect preservation have broken the $70,000 mark, and as collector interest continues to rise, so does the potential for future appreciation. So check your pockets, raid your coin jars, and don't overlook those state quarters. You never know, you might be holding the next $73,298 treasure in the palm of your hand. If you found this video informative or inspiring, make sure to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos on rare and valuable coins. Drop a comment below if you found any unique Washington quarters or want us to feature a specific coin in our next video. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy hunting, and may your next coin find be worth a fortune.